Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. I thought I'd show you these. This came across my desk and I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this today, but you know, everything's wobbling. Sorry, I'm leaning too much on my desk. Anywho, so let's go with these. This is called Fairytale Christmas, and so they're really soft, pretty with the pinks and the blues. I really like it. And then going into the browns, I love this. It's really sweet. But anyway, I thought, oh, that's really pretty. I like how these are bigger. Like, these are nice little tags and everything else, but I really like how you've got the bigger sizes in this, because quite often when you have the 12 by 12, they have these cut aparts, and when you shrink it down, you get like this sizing, and I really like how they're a little bit bigger, as I keep saying. But you know, this is pretty. This sweet little birds. This could be just a card by itself, honestly. And then you have the smaller cut aparts. That's what I'm trying to say. That's really, see, a lot of these cards could just be by themselves. It really could. But I think they're really, really pretty. Anywho, so we're going to play with those today. These, I cut the top off. Life's too short for undoing and trying to fight it and get it off. Whatever papers or whatever that you've stuck it to, it's accidentally stuck to. Anywho, so nice little reefs, a little nutcracker style type of one. Very pretty with the birds, the fairies. Poinsettia. I think different people pronounce them very, very different, but poinsettia. Here, that's what I pronounce it. And a bigger nutcracker and a smaller poinsettias. Anyhow, I thought I'd briefly show you. I don't know if I'm going to use this because it's Christmas, but I thought I'd show you these. Now, we have quite a few. I'll just get them. So I think this is all of them now. I think this is all of them. But let me know if you can hear my husband. We're in the new house. Hopefully you can't hear him, but I don't know. This is a test. Who knows? So this one is, what is this one? And I've got already pieces cut out and die cut to have some fun. This one is the wishing and sending sentiments, and obviously you've got the dies that go with sending, the wishing, and these two, sending and wishing, and lots of little sub sentiments. They have this little, which works for all of them, all of these little sub sentiments. So you a Merry Christmas, a speedy recovery, wonderful day, all this sort of stuff. This is stamped one whole thing. So obviously you're not going to get, these ones are, oh no, that one's separate. Are they separate? Anywho, then we'll go for that one. But maybe I completely lie. They'll do that one. They won't do any of the other ones. Caution it for that one, for this one. So I lie, people. But you could get it out of, you could do it, but it's mostly set up for that. Anyway, so you've got, on the back of the pack, Nat, coordinating dies. So this one, you've got the thanks, you, happy, hello, thanks, hello, and all the little sub sentiments, which do they fit? See, they would. They do. That one's pushing its luck, but these ones do. So it's possible. So this is stacked sentiments 1. This one here is pretty sure stacked sentiments That's 2. This is 1. Yes. Ugh, I can't get it back in. Yeah, so happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day, anniversary, retirement, wedding day, congratulations, birthday, thank you, lots and lots. So that goes with that. No, that goes with that. That goes with that. And last but not least is this one. Let's clear this mess up. So this is a thank you, obviously. Thanks for being a good friend. These definitely do not fit in, but these ones would. But these longer ones, yeah, they don't fit in. A very sweet, nice little small thank you. Slightly bigger. Anyway, that is what we're going to play with today. So let's have a look. Okay. Excuse me if I'm going to pause and cough, but yet again I'm sick. And we are getting on Tuesday, we are getting someone to come in and sort out some of these lights. I will have better lights. Yay! Anywho, so we're going to make a tunnel card out of the Fairytale Christmas. Now there's quite a few different ones, tunnel cards around, but this is the one that I like to do, which I haven't really done. And we're going to use these stitched circles. So I've got a couple of those. You of course could use ovals, squares, rectangles, whatever your heart desires, just saying. But what I've got here is quite a few pieces of cardstock, nothing too major. This is, got a UV on it, 6 by 6. No scoring whatsoever. We have 3 panels. Now I have pre-scored these. I have pre-cut and pre-scored because, you know, saves you time. But these are, so we've got 6 by 6. These are 3. You need one of those. You have 3 of these cut by 6 inches by 7 inches, and each one is scored at 1/2 inch and 6.5. Okay, so each one of those are going to be that. Then we've got, now being Australian, we don't really do inches, but I just find in construction it's so much easier to work in inches. So you do you, boo. Okay. This one is 11 inches by 6 inches. This one is scored at 1/2 inch, and all these measurements will be over on my blog, so that will leave a link down below for you. 11 inches, along the 11 inch side, we've scored it at 1/2 inch, 2.5, 8.5, and 10.5. Okay, so we're not going to cut all those out yet. Now, I decided I'm going to use all 3. So in this paper, you get 3 of each design, which means the very back one will be a little bit different, but we're going to be all right. I like it. And I'm working on making sure my camera doesn't wobble around. It's all new to me. So what I was thinking, so this is exactly 6 inches. So I need to trim a bee's knees off each one of these. You do have to be a little bit careful, but the ones behind are going to give you a little bit of wriggle room. Okay? Just saying. The other thing you can do, of course, is not trim anything. But you are right smack bang on the 6 inches. So I would recommend doing that. But that's me. This is how I do it. You can do it whatever. You can, of course, could use lots of the other pretty papers. I thought about this little dude putting his head out in the middle of the very, very back page, which is your 6 by 6. But who knows? We'll see what happens as it goes. So I'm going to trim all those off and I will be back. Okay, so what I did, now as I said, you have a little bit of wiggle room with these other, not a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of, it may not match up perfectly, but I think it's going to do really, really well. So what I've done is each of these panels I've taken off a quarter, less than a quarter, an eighth of an inch of either side. How I did that was basically, you've got 6 inches here, the next little line, because you've got your grid. And, you know, you American peeps probably know all this, but anyway, this is what I did. So 6 inch, the next little line is a quarter of an inch. Then what I've done is 1/2 of it, I've just taken it to halfway in between. And then the next one, I've taken it all the way over to, so I've halfway in between, cut it, turned it around, taken it all the way over to the quarter, the next line, the next, well, the grid line, etching is the word I wanted to use. And then cut it again. So, things are going to fall over. So this is what I've got. So they should line up pretty perfectly. Now, you can do you, but this is what I found to be easiest. So next what I'm going to do is get all my pieces. And I'm going to glue these all down to the center. And it is a matter of eyeballing it, yes, making sure that this is going to go the right way. So don't have your score lines going this way and stick it on this way, because you ain't going to be a happy camper. I'm just saying, because I would probably cry. So, where's my glue? Okay. This is my glue, so I'm going to do this. I mean, it sort of sounds a little bit fussy, I suppose, but it's not. It really is not. My birdies are going the right way because we can't have them upside down. This is the way I'm going to have it. And I'm just going to, see, you have room to error, okay? It's hallmark. It's not, you know. So we're going to be one short, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned on that one, but it's not correct. It's actually going to be on one of these other sheets. But that's okay. It's all good. We're going to work with it. We're going to go with the flow. So I'm going to glue all these down. So what I'm going to do first, now I haven't glued this one because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know whether I'm going to like it with just using the center of this or whether I'm going to put something else on it. I don't know. I tend to, oh, how cute would that be? I tend to have my idea and then that's about it. That's about it, all that I have really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take, yeah, I'm going to take this, the largest, I'm going to skip one, go to the next one, and then skip one and go to the next one. Now, of course, you can, as I said earlier, you could do ovals, you could do squares, you could do whatever, but this really went with this. I thought it was really, really pretty. And of course, you can use the centers of it for something else. I mean, you're not going to have this, but it might be cool. I don't know. There's ideas. I don't throw them out. I don't throw it out. So, first things first, I'm going to figure out where I'm going to trim this. I need some tape. This is just some mint tape. And I'm going to cut this in half. So we're going to do a little bit of surgery on some birdies. Sorry, birdies. Oh, I put that on the wrong one. You want that on the biggest one because that's going to be your front, okay? So we won't do that. Scratch that. You know, it's me, people. You get warts and all. Just figure out where I want it. So in theory, the birdies are going to, you know, go down into our tunnel. So of course you can ink this, you don't have to use paper, but that's what I'm doing. So we're going to cut that. Okay, so I wanted to show you that even though I haven't touched this, okay? I haven't touched this. So even though we've got two thicknesses here with the cardstock, this is relatively thin cardstock. It's not, what is it? Can't think. It's supposed to be 250, but it ain't 250, people. So we've got that cut out. So we've only got the, I didn't think the stitching is going to be on the inside. So you're not going to get any of it, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So what I'm going to do now is stick that off my fingers. Get the next one. Let's just put that one aside. Line up my line it up, and you can do this really well. I put it around the right way. No, I do not. I'm like, why is it not? Look at that. Look how better that fits. I'm just saying. I'm like, why is this not lining up? What have I already stuffed up? Just saying. So we're going to use the circle and make sure you don't have any little bits of your cardstock sticking out in your images to cut out the next one, and just make sure that it is, I've stuck him down a little bit, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. We'll sort that out. So we're going to hold that down and pull the top layer off, if I can get it up. I can't get it up. Get up. I know, because of my nails, that's all. So we've got that. So this will cut out beautifully. So then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this panel. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done all that. So I've got my little square. I really want to use it, so let's see if this is going to work. Now, this may not cut perfectly, okay? But that's all right. That's why God gave us scissors and a craft knife, I'm just saying. So I've got this one down. I just really want to use it. I can't help myself. I don't think I can really cope with my little birdie being half of itself, you know? So let's line him up. Pull this out. Now we can pull this out because we've got this piece in here, okay? So he's glued down. Up the right way, yes. Okay. So we just use this one here. So we're going to skip one and do another one. I think I'm still going to cut a little bit of his tail off, but that's okay. Now, we're going to stick this down again. As I said, this is not going to, I don't think this is going to cut properly, but we're going to make do. We're going to go with the flow, and we're going to just move on. Move on. So we'll cut that and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so as we knew was going to happen, it is not cutting. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood, okay? Because we're going to use a knife Just being careful because he was really stuck down because there was a lot of pressure. See, it's got a really good dent that you can follow. Okay, a really good dent. So you're going to see this stitching. Paper rose, paper rose is really, really good at listening to people. Okay, now I think it's a little bit off to the side, but that's okay. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. If we want, what do we want? If we want stitching on this outside edge, leave a comment down below. And let's tell them if we really, really want it. Because I am going to tell them. And yeah, let's leave a comment down below. Because I think that would be really, really cool. And I have given them feedback and they have listened to it. And some of my feedback is like, I need, you know, like these sort of type things that I showed you in the intro. And guess what? We have them, you know, and big sentiments and things like that. And so they do actually listen. They're very super busy, but very nice people. And, you know, we all want an Australian company to thrive. So I'm going to cut that out, which is going along really well. And then I'll be back. Okay. So this is going to have, you're going to be able to see this. But that'll be all right. I think it'll be all right. We could always add things into it and hide it. So, anywho. Okay. You want to start off with the smallest circle that we've got. This is the back panel. Okay, so we'll leave him. So we're going to put a little bit of glue and we're going to add it towards the back of this, but we don't want to go over the hinge, okay, which is why glue can be easier, you know, because we still want this to bend. Okay, so just make sure it's flush up against that. So that's going to be like that. And make sure it's around the right way. Just saying. It's okay. I did warn you at the beginning of this. And bird's going that way, so it's got to be that way because I've cut off the birds. Okay, so let's put glue on this side. Like, I didn't do that. Like, you know. Oh dear. Let's put a little bit of glue on this. And this is not warped or ripped or anything else like that. It's not. It's a figment of our imagination, okay? Just saying. So do that beforehand. Just make sure it's nice and flush. And that can still bend. So he's like that. Little dicky bird's facing that way, little dicky bird's facing that way, because we've sort of trimmed him off, so he's part of these two over here. So that's okay. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, next smallest. Around the right way, because he's not even around the right way. And so he's going to go up against this one. Okay? Now, of course, if you didn't like that, you could, and you had another piece of paper that you're happy enough to use, you could, of course, put that down there. Little birdies going feet towards me. But I'm happy enough with that, the way it is. Okay. I just want to show you, like, roughly what the deal is. And then, you know, oh, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Now, if you wanted to put more in here, you would just have these cut smaller. So instead of 1/2 inch, you could probably do 1/4 inch. Just saying. And then you could add a few more but I'm happy enough with this because, you know, it's pretty. It's gonna be pretty, just saying. But he's rubbed the right way. And so we just want him to be up against this one. But, you know, there's a little bit of wriggle room. No one's gonna carry on at you. It's just that first one, you've got to make sure that this is still bendable. So this is the start of this. So yeah, you're going to see that, but it's okay. I don't mind. I'm happy with that. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to fold all these down. And should we do them that way or should we do them that way? Would that fit? That will fit that way. I don't know. This is me, people. This is me. So then that will fold, it will have a gap and that should fold perfectly like that. So give it a good rub. Okay, and then we open it up. Okay. As I said, you can do lots of different things. It has been a while since I've made this, and of course it folds flat. You are going to need obviously a bigger envelope to fit this in, but this is for special people. So we've got those two circles. Okay, lucky last. Shall we just do it? I think we'll just glue it down that way onto the back of this baby. So put a bit of glue on this flap here. Okay, because there's only a tiny bit. I've got to make sure it's facing the right way. It's that way. Okay, because this is square, so it doesn't really matter too much. That is the bottom. So we'll put him down. Again, making sure he's flush, and you don't want to go over. You want to go up against the score line. This is a good thing about glue. You have a little bit of wriggle room, I'm just saying. You could smoosh it back into a place. And then we're going to fold this one over. And he's going to go down like that. This is Paper Rose liquid glue. It's just decanted into a small little nozzle. I used to have multi-matte medium in there, but I killed my bottle and I haven't changed it. But this glue is really, really good. So I am going to get another bottle of, I've got lots of these bottles, and I'm going to fill it with multi-matte medium, but it's a great glue. So that is that. Excuse me. So yeah, you can see that, but you can't. All right, let's get into decorating this. I mean, you could put a sentiment on that and just done. You really could. And I love the fact with all paper rose, you could do this. I mean, that's really pretty. So you need to make that into a playing card just by itself, I'm just saying. There's probably a reindeer. There it is. You have so many papers and there's 3 of them. So you could do the same, thing. Just saying. So we could easily we've got more of these little dicky birds. I don't know what they are, but you know, my mother always called them little dicky birds, so that's what we're going to call them. My mother and my grandmother. Probably both, honestly. This is stunning. But there is a reindeer. I just don't know whether I want to add him in the back of that. So I'm going to have a think and we'll come back.
Okay, so people came home. Shame. I love them, but you know, how rude. My little reindeer, I did decide to go for a reindeer. I'm actually going to put him a little bit too high, but that's okay. It's all good. You can actually see him in the photos. You can't see him quite as well, but in real life, you can see him. He's going to poke out between all the poinsettia and all the other bits and pieces that we're going to adhere to this card. As per usual, I have my flowers, my elements that I trim up, or cut in half, I should say. This one I'd probably put down lower, but I was trying to keep, there's little bits of the flower and I didn't want to cover that too much. I mean, I'm going to cover that elsewhere in parts, but in some of the last ones I didn't want to cover it too much. Some of these elements I have raised up with a bit of foam dot, so this snowflake, I'm going to do that. You could also trim him down, but I wasn't too worried about him. And then, as I mentioned, some other ones I have cut them in half to get a little bit extra, a little bit more bang for your buck. I'm trying to fill in, not all of it, but cover up some of that white that we have from those extra 2 layers. I'm not worried about it too much, but I'm just filling them in here and there. So I've got a little bit of foam tape with this one. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really sort of helps my channel. I'm just a small little channel, just trying to move on, grow, because I have fun doing what I'm doing, and that's the point, isn't it? I'm not monetized. I don't really see myself ever getting monetized in the sense of I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? That's, for me, that's what it is. I'm just enjoying what I do. And, you know, it's a little bit of extra stuff. Sometimes when you move house and your table wobbles and your lighting's not 100%, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you know. Now, my little birdie has a bit of foam underneath him. I am going to trim out a little tiny bit more to put underneath his feet. The wishing sentiment I'm going to show you very shortly, I've cut about 5 times. And each of those extra ones underneath him, so there's 5 actually underneath him, so there's 6 altogether. You know what my point? All the extra ones I've cut off the W and adhered them down on the back of my wishing. This is going to prop up my wishing because it is super fine. So you don't really want to be fuffing about with trying to do foam or anything else. And so then the W is going to sit on his legs and be supported by the foam that's underneath the little bird's feet. And then my sentiment is just flat and it's all embossed. So we've got wishing and then you a Merry Christmas. The last thing we've got to do is my bow up the top. I have a smaller bunch of flowers that obviously, again, I have trimmed that in half. So we can have a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right. My bow I've raised up and then I've just adhered that down with some more glue. Just checking where I'm placing everything. And a bit of foam for my bow. And that's my card. So that's it from me today. I hope you're well. Take care and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.